Thank you very much, guys. Please tell me your name and the name of your business, first of all.
All right. My name is Samar Bhardwaj. I'm the VP Marketing of NuChain. And NuChain is basically a layer 0 blockchain, which is the fastest blockchain out there in the world with 200k TPS ideally. And the gas fee is as low as $0.00001.
Okay.
So that's the fastest layer 0 blockchain that we've built.
Okay. Say I don't know what's a layer 0 and what the numbers is.
Okay.
How do you help your users?
Understood. So there are two ways, right? Basically, all these blockchains such as Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, Ripple, Polygon, they have a limitation of the throughput that is there, number one, right? How many transactions can be done per second, right? Second is the gas fee that gets associated with every transaction. So we've increased the throughput to the maximum it can be, that is 200k per second. And we've reduced the gas fee to as low as $1 per 1 lakh transactions.
I see.
And layer 0 helps you build layer 1. So basically, like you build Polygon over Ethereum or Ethereum compatible chains over Ethereum. We provide the base as a layer 0 where you can build any chain out there, whether it is in RWA, whether it is tokenization, whether it is e-governance, whether it is gaming and entertainment or travel.
I imagine there are other competitors in the market. How are you unique? How do you differentiate from other players in the market?
In terms of uniqueness, myself, Sharda, I am head of product in NuChain. So when it comes to uniqueness, the first unique quality or our USP, he has already told you. That is 200,000 transactions per second.
Okay.
So that is our USP. And the second one, we are layer 0. Layer 0 means the whole blockchain ecosystem is ours.
Okay.
So, I mean, rest of the world is open to build any solution on top of it. So layer 1, layer 2, anything you want. So that's how we have identified around 20 verticals or domains where our blockchain can be utilized at a very first go. On top of that, around 6 top hyperactive use cases we are building right now.
So if I understood correctly, if the groundings, the basics are faster and cheaper, everything on top will be faster and cheaper and more agile.
Exactly same.
Absolutely.
That's the idea.
Okay. How long have you been on this business?
We've been out there in I guess for the past 3 years we've been into the space. We conceptualized our layer 0 blockchain in the past 8 months. We've built the first layer 1 in the fastest time, that is 10 weeks.
Layer 1 solution which he just mentioned, that you come on our platform, we build solution for you in 10 weeks. You cannot have 10 weeks in your blockchain by any of the service provider yet.
Who is the usual customer of you?
So an initial, as you know, there are validators in a blockchain, right?
Yes.
So one thing is the first initial customer can be somebody who wants to invest in our node validator.
Okay.
All right. So they invest an X amount. They have a lock-in of 6 months, and basis that every transaction that is performed on the chain, they get a percentage of the gas fee that is being done. Number one is that. So that is the first basic customer that we have. Another user base or a customer can be anybody, any organization, any business who wants to build a layer 1. Depending upon the 200 use cases which are there in the blockchain, out of that, as he just mentioned, we are picking up 20 this year. So anybody who wants to work in that particular domain, whether it is BFSI, as I mentioned, whether it is tokenization, so they can come to us. We'll get them a layer 1 built up within 10 weeks.
And then there is a very interesting use case of tokenization or fractional ownership. So when we say fractional ownership, it means you can have your asset tokenized on our platform. Then you can unlock the value, means liquefy the value associated with it, and then accordingly you can share the revenue with your PT investors.
And you can bring money in easily. Okay. You've been for a short but long time in this very specific niche. What trends are you seeing? What changes are you seeing? How is the behavior changing lately?
So I would say there has been a shift in the adaptability, right, with respect to blockchain and with respect to multiple dApps and DAOs being in the scenario as of now. In the past 2 years, we've seen multiple dApps and DAOs and again DeFi protocols coming up. So the ecosystem is growing. the market became somehow bearish in the past.
That's over.
Yeah, but that's over. That's going to be over because the ecosystem in itself is growing. So as the ecosystem grows, more and more projects come in, more and more tokens out there, and the community grows.
One of the great momentum shift we are seeing is the traditional investor. It is shifting from traditional investment mechanisms to the modern mechanisms, and that's where we fit in perfectly.
Do you think the ecosystem now it's a children, a teenager, or maybe a grown up?
Oh no. From that perspective, I would say it's I ideally categorize it into 6 categories, right? So one is the newbies, who are people of the age group of 18 to 22, 24 people who now want to enter into the Web3 or the blockchain space. Right. Then there are people who are ideally hodlers, who've kind of had a bad taste in the bearish market. They are holding on to their funds, their tokens, and they don't want to sell out. And then the third category comes into play, where there are technophiles. They understand the projects, they become individual influencers for those projects. And then another category is of daily traders who are into spot trading, who want to make money quickly out of things. And last but not the least are somebody who are flippers, early adapters of the NFTs, who kind of got into the space, made early money with the NFTs, and now they are always into kind of getting money out of you to understand the project, but their whole sole criteria is just to get the trade output out of it.
And what would you like to happen the most? What would be your vision?
I would say, blockchain ecosystem in itself is something which has many real world scenarios.
Yes.
It can be applied anywhere, any particular thing that I see, healthcare, insurance, and even travel. Even Skoda recently came up with their own NFTs for their cars. The Skodaverse metaverse that they are planning to build up. So blockchain is something that can be implemented in the smallest of nitty-gritties and nuances of the real world scenarios. So ideally my vision is where we have a decentralized ecosystem which is adaptable and secure. The scams reduce, more and more I would say smart contract audits are done. It becomes more secure for the end user, and then ultimately the interoperability and the use case comes into play.
And especially in the healthcare side, you see the low value claims, they are paid instantly. But when it comes to high value claims, the payment gets stuck long, more than 30 days as well. So when it comes to blockchain, the smart contract and its ecosystem is like perfect fit for that kind of use case, where every party, starting from payer to hospitals and other service providers, everyone is participating in that ecosystem, and then your claim gets paid like this on a swipe of your health insurance card.
And many players introducing this technology,
Yeah.
but on the back or clearly visible?
I would say in our particular niche, the players are limited. There are not so many players. Right? But in the ecosystem itself, new projects are coming in. DeFi is an emerging market where new projects are coming in. More people intend to kind of go and avoid impermanent losses that are being done in the past. More people are getting into the liquidity tree provider perspective. The rug pools are getting lesser and lesser. So as an ecosystem, more and more projects are coming in, but as a layer 0 in this particular niche, there are not many players that are out there.
How can the technology barrier that is high, the learning curve is high, it's steep. So how do you think it can be overcome?
I think the DevRel communities need to be incentivized with one way or the other, because DevRels are people basically who understand and grasp the chain and the technical barrier very easily.
And go for it,
And so if you incentivize them in a manner where they can be your word of mouth on ground people who talk to people and educate them, they get in the referral perspective, they get in the crowd in place.
I see. Okay, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
Same.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.